everyone, welcome back to another episode of SipNReview. My name is Chantel, and today I will be doing a recap on Tyler Perry's Sistas, Season 3, Episode 2. Please share this video, give this video a like by hitting the thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video. Please also check out my website at SipNReview.com. You may listen to my podcast as well as read my blog posts and purchase merch and contact me as well on my website. Let's get started. So the episode picked back up on Gary and Andi. So Gary's doing okay. He didn't have any bullet wounds. Gary said that he replaced the bullets with rubber bullets because he already knows that he's worth more to Jasmine dead. LOL, just kidding. Now Andi, however, she should have been changed the locks when Gary told her that he lost the key to her apartment. Gary said that he is on the way to go pick up his son from Jasmine's mom's house, and he did not want to introduce Andi to his son just yet because he stated that his son has autism. And that can be true now about kids with autism, because I do have a family member that has autism, and I know that they are not comfortable with meeting new people. So Gary also told Andi that she couldn't come with him because her whole family is crazy. This is when Andi said, well, I could just sit in the car, that way she wouldn't have to meet his son face to face. So that's the second, story that he told her. So who's buying Gary's story? I'm not. Like I said, I could understand the autism part, but it seemed like he really didn't want her to come there. Maybe it's because he's trying to protect her from her sisters, because they all don't like Andi, okay? So Karen, we move back on to Karen and Aaron. Karen did not let Aaron drive home drunk. He did stay the night so that he could sleep it off. Aaron told Karen that he wanted to make love to her and show her that he's better than Zach on all levels. This is why he showed up, not in his right mind, and he was half naked. Now, they had their conversation, and Aaron said that they need some time apart to figure it out. I know for sure that Karen don't need to take Zach back. That's for sure. So he is right about the part that they need to take some time apart to figure things out. Moving on. Preston told Danni that he was going to see his mother today. Preston seemed like he was up to something when he asked Danni what she was doing after work. Danni is funny, y'all. She wanted to know if the hillbillies would be in her house when she came home from work. They better not be. Besides, I know Preston don't want to get beat up by them again anyway. He don't want to see his brothers, so I know for sure they won't be at that house, okay? So there was a knock on the door, and Danni got nervous. She said, this around the first of the month, I always get that same knock. Preston already paid the rent. Danni, why are you trying to hide behind the clothes rack, girl? We can still see you. LOL. It was Sabrina knocking on the door, and not the landlord. Danni said that smoking is her meditation, and she's not Sabrina's Google. She was meditating for her own peace of mind and not for Sabrina's bullshit. Don't nobody have time for Sabrina's confusing ass love triangle, period. Sabrina told Danni that Jacoby is Mandingo. Danni said that she needed to stop by the bank since Sabrina don't want him anymore. LOL. Don't upset Preston, Danni. Sabrina already said that it was too much for her to handle and that you could see his thing from space, okay? Sabrina needs help with decision making, so help your girl out. That's if she listens, because You could give Sabrina advice and she'll still be confused. Shaking my head. Moving on. Greg bought a friend of his to Andy's house because he needed a model, and he asked Andy to model his dresses. Child, it's probably wedding dresses. I told y'all that I don't trust Gary. Now he's saying that Andy can't meet his son because of something else. So, can she meet him anytime before y'all get married? I'm just waiting for Andy to see past the smoke, because right now she's blind. This is why people say that love is blind. Gary told Andy that he got a surprise for her and he's not going to take her to a house in the country again. Y'all know what happened before. Yes, indeed. Not the man that Maurice thought was having sex with Calvin in his apartment. Tell me why he came to the bank to cash his check. LOL. Messy boots. And he was cashing a $5,000 check. Now, Maurice knows damn well that you're not supposed to be asking a customer about their earnings, and the amount of money they put in the bank, because it's not your business. Shaking my head. But, for real though, Maurice didn't ask the right question. We are trying to find out, why are you still living with your mother and you coming in here trying to cash a $5,000 check? Maurice wanted to know, why did Calvin write a $5,000 check to you? And he said that Calvin is my boss. Is he now? I wasn't buying it and Maurice was not buying it. Okay, because we already know that you never met Calvin before. So how all of a sudden he's your boss? So Maurice did right to be nosy and pry on this situation, okay? Because his hunch was right. He said that he works for Calvin as a house builder. So you're in a construction business now. If I recall, you said that you did something else. You did not mention that you was doing any type of construction work on the last season. I believe you said that you was a stripper. So Maurice wanted to call Calvin to see if he stole Calvin's checkbook. Right, because he was in Calvin's room, and I would call Calvin and ask him before I cashed that check, because he couldn't even tell you how Calvin looked. Like I said, he never even met Calvin before. Maurice locked him in the bank while he was calling the police to report the theft. Jacoby, I tell you, when Jacoby came to work, he ran out of the bank. Damn. Maurice yelled at Jacoby to hurry and close the door. He heard Maurice, but he didn't listen. Shaking my head. Jacoby, I need you to think better than that. You work at a bank. People rob banks. If the bank teller tells you not to let someone out, it should be obvious to you that something is wrong. Way to go, genius. Shaking my head. Laughing my ass off. Sabrina walked in the bank while Maurice was talking to Jacoby. Awkward. Sabrina pretended to be mad at Jacoby. I can't deal with Sabrina today. Not today. No way. Zach is at work and Danny took his tip money for back pay because he used to live with her. Danny asked Zach, did he love Fatima? And he said no, because he just met her. He said that he likes her a lot, though. Moving on. Carrie made it to her salon and she had an attitude with Pam. Don't be mad with her because you got caught having sex with Zach. Andy came to visit Karen at the salon. Karen asked Andy why wasn't she answering her phone calls. Pam knows itself was ear hustling the entire time. Shaking my head. Now, if Pam wasn't so busy being nosy, ear hustling, she would have known to go and lock that door when Aaron came back to the shop. And just maybe he wouldn't have caught Karen having sex with Zach at that time. I'm just saying. Andy told Karen that she didn't know that Zach was dating Fatima and she was telling her the truth. Why didn't Andi tell her what happened at her apartment with Gary and his wife Jasmine, or ex-wife, whatever you want to call it? Karen asked Andi if she wanted to catch up later, and Andi told her that she couldn't do it today because Gary set up a photo shoot with her and a photographer at her house. Moving on. Andi made it to work and she was 38 hot with Fatima about her dating Zach. Fatima told Andi that she didn't know about Zach dating her hairdresser. You know, she had no idea, and honestly, we all know that she did not know. Andi told Fatima not to call Karen because they both have guns, right? Because the conversation may go left, because Fatima wanted to say something to Karen. You know, she felt like she should have that woman-to-woman conversation with her. And like Andi said, it would be in her best interest not to call Karen right now. Andi asked Fatima, do she really like Zach? And Fatima said yes. Andi told Fatima that Zach lives off of women. And Fatima said that she's okay with Karen and Zach because he got potential. And a lot of men are like boys. Fatima said that some men, mothers tell them that they are not good enough and it makes them grow up to date women that are just like their mother. Was Fatima throwing shade at Karen? Because, you know, Zach, he constantly tell Fatima that Karen would always put him down to make him feel like less of a man. Anyways, Fatima told Andi that she broke up with Zach because he lied to her about Karen. And Andi don't believe that it's over between them. I don't believe her either. They'll be back together. They're just on a temporary pause. Meanwhile, back at the bank, Sabrina hasn't been out of her office all day. Maurice called Calvin to tell him there's an issue with his account. Maurice's friend is the one whose boyfriend stole Calvin's checkbook. Okay, because remember, his friend had the key, and silly Maurice, he forgot to remove the key because he used to keep his key outside hidden just in case he ever lost his key or if his friend ever wanted to come by and use his apartment to creep. So that's how the friend's boyfriend was in Calvin's room and he stole his checkbook. First of all, y'all was having sex, and all I know is I heard, how the hell did you have time to even steal a checkbook? Did you steal a checkbook at that time, or did you come back to the home and went into Calvin's room to steal a checkbook? Okay, I'm just saying, Maurice, I partly blame him for that because he should have changed his locks, period. So anyway, they are draining money out of his account, and Maurice was looking at the computer screen. He was able to see that, and Maurice told him that he had to come to the bank to file a fraud claim to get his money back. However, Calvin, I want to see Sabrina, and Maurice told him that she's the only one that could fix his account. Shaking my head. Moving on. What the world? Gary called Danni because he wanted Andi friends to show up to her photo shoot tonight. They don't even like you, Gary. Danni told Gary that she wished he'd get off her phone. That's my girl, LOL. Danni called the girls on three-way to verify what Gary told her. Karen already knew about the photo shoot because Andi told her about it. So Danni felt some type of way for a moment, you know, that Karen already knew about it, which they are used to Andi telling Karen stuff first because they appear to be the closest out of the group. So Karen said that she's coming with her loaded gun. LOL. So y'all, that is the end of my commentary. I will most definitely see y'all on my next recap on the Sistas. Thank you all for listening. you all please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video, and have a blessed day. Bye now.